We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. But tonight we start Week 14 of the NFL season with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hold on, son. Ready.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Rams, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. That is caught. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Kill. Oh, my son.
1st and 10, Taylor now. 20, 5, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, that's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Looking to put a drive together.
Pass to 60.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Right back to him on first down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Looking to throw. Patton. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36.
The first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to throw. Patton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Ready,
here's 2nd and 10.
Come on, come on.
Looking to throw. Patton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Ready? Crack all 80. Steady.
Back to throw again. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to pump the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Nix. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. 3rd and 5. Now it's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
And the Falcons, first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. He finds Taylor, complete. That's good, the completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The Falcons hit 8-4 now in the year. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful. I expect them to do just that.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Falcons. Another 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 3.
19, Tiger, 19, go!
Back to throw. Patton. Now they go screen. It's complete. That one a first down pickup of 8. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready?
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down. You talk about this Falcon defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Pass complete there to McCool. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line.
Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Ready? Ready,
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's second and 2. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one. And what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready, ready.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Looking to throw. Patton. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Cowboy 80.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Here's a 2nd and 7. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
70, Timberwolves. Buffalo 18. Let's go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3.
Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams, and they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Running left, Taylor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw, here's Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
A gain of 2 makes it 3rd down and 10.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. Nix to the air. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive.
Here we go, set.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you've got that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Ready. Ready.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams. Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
Here we go. Cougar night. Ready.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
2nd and 9 now. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, LA. Arian Smith, 70 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the Rams might have it, and they do have it. So problems there on the return, very costly, not what you need when you've just surrendered the lead.
Not at all, because this now has a chance to really snowball on them quickly. Their offense was on the sidelines talking about getting on the field and getting that score back.
They'll take it inside the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Okay, break.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8.
Go. Sandy Lions.
Off-play action. Patton. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Jalen Walker. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
3rd and long.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Pass to 60. Pass. Top low 18.
Back to throw. Patton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Bombers. Hey! Joe.
To throw is Nix. Short throw caught by Pitts. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing Nix. Right back to Pitts again.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down.
Here's Corliss Waitman now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 15.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Here we go.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Ready? Cowboy, trap 60, trap 60. Ready?
Now this time he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Patton. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Gets through, and now an opening. Still going. And finally taken down at the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Let's go now.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A.J. Terrell coming up to make the play. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
And the Rams are going to be set up with a first and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there's another first down run right there.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. And he'll be
as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Ready. Captain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. That's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all, because you want that penalty. All right? They just picked up a first down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Rams are going to take over here up near the 40. And that was one I kind of saw coming, Charles. You had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there. But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Hawk 70.
Second and 3. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gutierrez. And he's going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. After the loss, they'll come up second and 13.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Now they'll run on the draw.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
Here we go. Set. Panther 60.
Operating from the gun, Patton. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Rams are able to add on to that lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Jonathan Taylor. That's career touchdown number 131, and it ties him with Chris Carter for number 8 on the all-time list. And the Falcons are able to cut into that deficit. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try and put his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
From the gun on 3rd down, Patton. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Here comes the Rams punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
74 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Bombers.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
And that would go right up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Out of the gun now on third down. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams 16. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
Ready? Right even. Olay, olay, olay. Olay, olay, olay. Through the 12.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Looking middle, and that's complete.
And the Falcons are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Taylor will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown machine. He's going to get plenty of looks down here near the goal line, so if I'm on defense, I might start getting prepared to see his number called a couple of more times.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Go! Cougar 19.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Falcons have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on third down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On third down, Holland. Well, he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 8.
Ready? 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Get it. Back row 80. Back to 60. Back to 60.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Patton. Left side complete. That's Gutierrez. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. In motion, the tight end.
Ready.
They'll run on first down. Holland. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Let's go now. Back to 60. Back to 60.
Back to throw. Patton. Got a man and he hits him in stride. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here.
A 46-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
27-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Now it's Nix. Finding Kyle Pitts running the slant.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On play action, here's Nix. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. And work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on first and goal.
Second down, goal to go. They'll look to run with Taylor.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Falcons have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Rams able to secure the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
This out quickly to Williams.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning.
The Falcons' 43-yard line.
A passing down here. 5 receivers on the field as they look at a 2nd and 8.
Go, Reed. Go. Push the Eagles. Ready.
Oh, no. Lost the football. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And some room to work.
Inside the 10.
I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now 1st and goal.
Oh, my son.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Kill. Oh, my son.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Partner, you got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
For the lead, here's third and goal.
Oh, my son. Ready.
He'll look to throw.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
Sly able to put this one through.
And they will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think that pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
35-yard line.
Ready, set.
This is 1st and 10.
60, average. 60. Here we go. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. Patton. Over the middle, complete is Gutierrez. And he's in for a touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
Joshua Purdy to kick off for the Rams.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
At their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Oh, my son.
Back to throw.
Incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Bombers.
Back to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Rams, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.